Hi, I'm Dave Bonney, and I'm with a prison ministry called Broken and Beautiful, a women's Christian prison ministry serving the state of Missouri. And I have an exciting opportunity to share with those women who want to get involved in someone's life, be the hands and feet of Christ, and to experience the Holy Spirit and a connection helping ladies like maybe you've never had an opportunity to before. Some real quick background. Broken and Beautiful has been serving the state of Missouri prison system, basically the women's prison, since 2014. We did weekly services there. As part of those weekly services, we would use a book called God's Healing Path, where we would share how important it is to understand the story of your life, how Satan and sin in the world entered into that, and how through God never really had an intention for that to happen, but it's through God's grace and love and accepting Christ, you can find a new way to deal with that pain, because we all tend to want to get out of pain quickly. Some of the things these ladies have been through is just the most horrible things you could ever imagine happening. You can certainly understand why they wanted to get out of that pain. And for most of them, and for all of us to some extent, like addictive behavior is one of the big ways to get out of that pain. A lot of, overwhelmingly, the majority of these ladies have some sort of substance abuse issue. And through our program, we teach them to take that pain to God, that isn't what God intended for them, and that God's grace and love defines who they are, not who the world says they are. So that's a very important part of our program and how we work with the ladies in prison. Well, what happened as we went through the ministry, and we would notice women come, participate in our services. We get to know them a little bit. And they were doing well. I mean, they were walking with Christ. There's a lot of things we do in prison where they start sharing information with us. And so we know that they're on a good path. But then they'd leave prison, and 6 months later, they'd be back. And we asked what happened. And what happened in a lot of their cases was that they went back to an old environment. They couldn't find a job. They were basically, branded a felon. Some of them even went to church and were shunned at churches. And the family rejecting them, and just anxiety and everything overwhelmed them. And so they tended to go back to what they were comfortable and what they knew, which was what got them into prison in the first place, which is addictions and things. So we felt like we loved them in prison. We served God in prison on his behalf. And we needed to get involved with them when they got out of prison too. So our goal was to create a Christian community in prison, as well as be there with them when they got out of prison. So the ministry got involved in all types of things. We have a 24/7 hotline when they get out. We'll help with transition housing. If they relapse when they're out, we'll try and get them into some sort of a treatment program. If they're not safe, we'll try and get them into someplace different to live, some sort of alternate housing. We'll fill in gaps if they need money. So it's whatever it takes to remove that anxiety and let them know there's still a Christian community with them. However, the key to this is, and what we found is that when we started our Pen Pal program in 2019, the ability to align these ladies in prison with someone outside, a sponsor outside, who could communicate with them, who could develop a trusted relationship with them, who could share, some of their own experiences and understand and just put everything that these ladies were going to into perspective, was so critical. And it was critical for sometimes when they got out, because, then they could let us know if the wheels were coming off. But just to have someone who cares for them while they're in prison and communicating with them is like, who shares Christ with them is just absolutely, is such a positive experience for them, to experience God's grace and love in that way. So the opportunity we currently have, since we started this program in 2019, December 2019, we've had about 400 ladies that signed up for it. And we are currently short. There's about 50 to 60 women on the waiting list to get a Pen Pal sponsor. So we're desperately in need for some women to come alongside and to help sponsor these ladies in prison. We provide training. We provide, everything you need to get started. And we found out that the ladies, it's not for everyone. It's a program depending on your spiritual gifts and things that you may really resonate with. It may not be for you, but the women who have gotten involved in this, a lot of them have found that it's been I don't know if life-changing is the right word, but it's been very rewarding, and they've experienced a relationship with God that's gone deeper than what they experienced before because of this relationship that they're building with women. So that's my offer. I need more women involved. I'm going to go ahead and share a screen that has this information on it, and you should be able to see it now. It's got our email address on it. It's BROKENNBEAUTIFUL@outlook.com. Our web address is basically the same.org. We have an address out there if someone wants to send us mail, but we also have a contact hotline that is primarily out there for the women when they get released, which is manned by a former inmate who actually attended our services and is giving back now. The thing that's incredible about this, we know that it works. We know that Christ in prison works. We know that connecting with ladies outside of prison and having that trusted relationship is so meaningful to their walk with Christ. It's evidenced by our ministry now, which is made up of a lot of our women who attended our services while in prison. So I invite you to join us. If you're interested in that, please reach out to one of these communication methods and let us know, and we will get back to you right away. We so desperately need Christian women to get involved with us and to help us. Thanks so much for your time.